They have you rolling like you popped the pill. Once you hear the show, you ain't gonna want it to end. Get creative with the sounds you can make with your mouth. Reaching all over the world, Queen Silvy in the house. Award-winning show with the #1 spot. Look out. It's the Queen Silvy Show. 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 It's the Queen Silvy Show.
Hi, this is Joe Nass. You are listening to the Queen Silvy Show. You are now part of the royalty.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, it's time for the silky smooth sounds of Smooth Tim and Her Majesty herself, Queen Silvy.
Hey, good morning. This is Smooth Tim, and thank you for dropping in on a special edition of the Queen Silvy Show. Now, without any further ado, it is now my pleasure to introduce to you the world's sexiest granny, everyone's favorite comedian, Queen Silvy.
Yes. Welcome to this special edition of the Queen Silvy Show. We're going to get some thunder in this Thursday with my special guest that we have on the show today. Smooth, how are you today?
I'm doing wonderful, Queen, and may I ask, how are you doing?
I am, as always, supercalifragilistic.
Expialidocious, I suppose, is 24/7, 365. Queen, might I say, you're simply amazing.
Amazing. I am amazing. But what also is amazing, besides yourself, Smooth, is the amazing lineup of guests and announcements for today, don't we?
Absolutely. On today's show, we have instrumentalist guitarist out of Canada, Darren Michael Boyd. He's going to be sharing a little bit of music with us, and he might be sharing some reptiles. You never know. Also, our hearts and prayers go out to everybody out in the world affected by this pandemic. We down here in Texas did hit the 1 million mark. Good for us. And everybody's affected by this. Truly, in so many various ways. Life in general has been disrupted. People, we know we care.
Yes.
Also, don't forget the Queen Silvy's Friends Club. You'll see it scrolling at the top of the page. Don't forget to join that. That would give a monthly drawing that we give away gifts that are given to us.
I do.
Traditionally.
Don't you tell.
Traditionally from some of our guests.
We love giving gifts away.
So if you look back on some of our past guests, you may get a clue on what we're going to give you away. I want people to look. Come on, Queen, let them dig and look.
You know what? Before the gifts, just realize that I would love to be your friend. So join the Friends Club and let's keep in contact with each other. Then I'll give away some gifts for you.
How nice of you to extend that courtesy.
I know.
Speaking of having something nice, Aura's Fashion Boutique right here in Arlington, Texas. She has some very beautiful, gently used fashions and some custom-made jewelry. You can get a hold of her at 3100 West Arkansas Lane, or you can give her a call, 817-987-1577. Call her for a private showing if you'd like. And Queen, what do they get if they do that?
Listen, if you call Aura Smith at Aura's Fashion Boutique and set up a private shopping for Wednesday and a Thursday, you'll get 40% off 40%
Did you say
off.
40?
Yes.
40?
40.
Like, that's a lot of money.
That is enough to get me to go shopping again. I mean, come on.
I heard that.
This is the time. Do it just because. You know, being shut in all the time can make you feel crappy, make you feel like, ugh, you know. So
Spend some money on
something
yourself.
for yourself to make yourself feel good.
Discount. Come on.
Hey,
Come
I put on
on.
jewelry and I'm wearing pajamas just because.
Again, give her a call. 817-987-1577. I'm sure she probably ships worldwide. You can get onto our website, take a look at that stuff too. Shout out to our listeners out there and our people joined into on our Friends Club in the United States, in Australia, the Kingdom of Tonga, Kingdom, rather.
Shout out to you.
Spain, London,
Yes.
Brazil, Africa,
Yes.
and the Netherlands.
Yes.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
everyone in between. Thank you for tuning in to the Queen Silvy Show, spreading the word for Queen Silvy Show as we continue to bring the best in live entertainment, talents, topics, business, recipes, coupons, everything just for you.
A little bit of everything.
That's right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And that pretty much does it for our announcements. I just looked through all my paperwork,
All right.
Queen.
Well, hey, once again, thank you for tuning in to the Queen Silvy Show. Wherever you are listening or watching the Queen Silvy Show, you're more than welcome to leave your comments or suggestions for my guest or this animal crawling on his shoulder. You're going to see it in a moment.
I don't see anything. We get to see this before everybody else.
I know
It's
they're
like,
in for a treat.
there's
Trust
something
me, you
weird
really
going
are. But
on.
if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for Smooth, myself, or my guest, you're more than welcome to leave it. Smooth will get that question or comment to the right person. Again, thank you for tuning in. You do have time to get a glass of water real quickly and continue to spread the word. We are live on all of your social media platforms. The
Cup of
Queen
Joe.
Sil- Well, or a cup of water, or a cup of tea. Someone said beer, someone, whatever. Just
Somebody
be
did
right
put
there.
beer.
Hey,
You're right.
whatever it is, I'm not judging you. All I want you to do is to pass the word for the Queen Silvy Show live, bringing the best for you right now. Thunder Thursday. I told you we was going to pop in every now
Under
and then.
Thursday, huh?
Yeah, well, we're always on a Tuesday, but we're going to pop in every now and then because guess what? Our guests are worth it and so are you. So before I begin my conversation with my first guest, what I'd like to do at this moment is
I suppose you'd probably like to inspire some people.
kind of. I like to share some motivational words from the Queen Silvy Show to you. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. Know that every accomplishment starts with a decision to try. So believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that's greater than any obstacle. And I know sometimes, we encounter negativity. It's part of life. But if you stay positive in the face of negativity, guess what? You win. That's right. And those are some motivational words. Thank you from the Queen Silvy Show to you. Yeah, I need to take my own advice and get myself a glass of water.
That's all right.
Choked on a few words, but did you hear me?
Could be tongue-tied Thursdays.
Well, it could be.
Could
But
be.
It could be. But we're going to keep things going. If I fumble over a word, guess what? I'm going to try again because that's how it is sometimes. I do need some water.
I'll get you
by
some.
the way. Thank you. So, Canada's exceptional songwriter, instrumental guitarist, avid reader, producer, reptilian expert. Ooh, I love that title right there. I've never met a reptilian expert except for what's that guy name on TV? He loves the animal. Crocodile Dundee, not
Oh.
Crocodile Dundee.
Jake the Snake Roberts? Oh, he was a wrestler. I don't know.
He is also the owner of Reptile Rainforest, an education-based reptile breeding company, here to showcase his music from his newly released album. Oh, you're in for a treat. Wonders of the Invisible World. I believe he's from Ottawa, Canada. I introduce to you Darren Michael Boyd. Yes. Hey, Darren.
And I have my gang here.
Yeah, I know. I was like, look at what is the name?
This one is one of the Sphinx kittens. So we just have temporary names right now. This is Bean.
Bean. How many do you have total?
Only 2 kittens,
Just two.
and the mom is Sedona, and she's sitting on my lap. She's heavier to lift up, but
That is so sweet.
she'll come up and run around in a minute.
So
or
how do
so.
you know them apart though if they look so much alike?
Actually, that you can put little collars on them when they're kittens, but
Uh,
these ones right away they look different. This one has a pattern, and the
yes.
other one is completely unicolor, just pink, no pattern
It's
at
like
all.
his
So
tattoo, birthmark
yeah,
or something.
yeah,
That's very
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
I love it. I won't show you my dog because if my dog saw your cat, he'd probably tear the TV screen like, "Arr, I want to get out." But thank you,
Dogs
Michael,
and cats.
Darren, for taking the time and being back on the show. We miss you. We've been following you. I am a little toad, by the way.
You're a little toad, yes.
Yes, I am a fan. That's what the fans are called, little toads,
That's
right?
right. Little toads.
I'm a
Yeah.
little toad too. You were on the show a couple times. For anyone who want to get caught up on some of the great music and things that we've talked about and shared on the show, just go to your favorite podcast and type in the Queen Silvy Show. March 24th and May 5th of this year, 2020, you can find the handsome Darren Michael Boyd on the flyer. Simply touch it and it'll take you to that show. Darren, we talked about last year the debut of your first solo album, Lifting the Curse. And lifting the curse was really what it said. It was lifting the curse of something that you was going through when you went through a very bad accident, and you came back from that, and you came back big and strong. So where's my audience? Because I love to say congratulations to you because that solo album was nominated in the Josie Award.
Yeah, that was a kind of
What was the
surprising.
nomination?
Rock Artist of the Year, which was amazing because of some of the other people in the category. I mean, for what I do, that album is just instrumental. It's very
You need to
different.
pat yourself on the back. Really, you do. And like I say, if anyone want to get caught up on some of that music, we're going to tell you how you can still obtain Lifting the Curse, as well as the new second solo album that just debuted. It just debuted, did it?
Yeah, just right before Halloween came out. So,
How
October
perfect is that,
29th.
right?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Right before Halloween. Did you have a
Yeah.
Halloween party, by the way?
No, watched a horror movie or two and sat
Me
around
too.
and normally where I live, we get about 300 kids coming trick or treating,
Really?
and yeah, so do a big porch setup and everything, and
Scare the kids when they're coming up to get their candy.
get them started on horror young.
I love that.
But
Tim has a mask
even
that
make my
he.
own music too for the
Oh,
soundtrack.
wow.
But this year it just seemed kind of irresponsible to draw a bunch of kids in. So I said, next year, bigger and better.
It will get better.
Keep
Things will
everybody
definitely
safe.
get better. We're all going through this terrible thing. You're in Canada. Was I correct? Ottawa, Canada,
Very close, yeah. Very close.
representing Toronto.
I'm sort of in between the two.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
So, what is it like right now with the pandemic?
It's a little weird still. I mean, I think it, a lot of people are settling into the fact that you have to wear masks and stuff, but I think there are a lot of people letting their guard down too, which is a bit scary, and I think
Yeah.
that's why it's getting bad in certain areas.
Yeah,
still,
some
so.
areas it ends up to a fight. I feel for some of the little small convenience stores here, and you have I don't want to say thug, but you have the rebellion ones that enter the store, and the sign says wear a mask, and they
They're
don't.
just looking for trouble, right? They're just looking for confrontation,
Right.
yeah.
So we all have our challenges, but you know what? I believe in faith over fear. I know we're going to get through this, and who knows? You're going to be over here doing a concert. I'm going to be sitting down there screaming. Only this time. Listen, I already know I'm going to have some. I want to look like a black girl Alice Cooper. That's what I'm going to look like. You're going to know it's me down there. Just so you know, I'm giving you a heads up. But you're also, Darren, an avid reader. So during this pandemic, is there something that you've been like really into reading?
Wow. That's always the hard part because there's so many. I work at the local library,
Oh,
and
wow.
I have this problem, as I think every librarian has, where you get all this material coming in and you go, oh, look at that, and you grab it and bring it home, and then you got piles where you just don't get to them all, and you're hoarding the books.
But that's
um,
so much knowledge. And, I can think it's like for an avid reader, a library is like a candy store, you know?
yeah.
You have,
Well, and we have DVDs as well, so we have all kinds of stuff. And I don't know how it is where you are, but here we do have what we call interlibrary loans, so we can get materials from other
oh, yeah.
libraries.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I do that a lot and find the weirdest things. I
Hey, if you
search
can't
for
find it in a
strange,
movie,
obscure
it's in a
horror
book,
movies, and
right?
yeah,
We
yeah.
are having a great conversation with Darren Michael Boyd. He is a phenomenal instrumental guitarist. He's just phenomenal in everything he does, including I've seen so many I don't want to say documentary, but shorts of you with creatures educating the children and the adults. And is it always from the and for the library, or do you do it in other?
That's
Thank you.
where it started. I haven't really continued on with it because I got really busy once the library opened up again. But that's how it started. Was we were looking for online content. All of my reptile shows have been canceled for the summer. So during this whole quarantine period, it was like, okay, what can we do? And that's something that I could do, was just
Hmm.
a little bit of and a little bit strange because I'm not used to doing that without a live audience, talking about animals and then
It's a little
editing it and
different. It's a
going,
little frame of mind. Because when
yeah.
I look at the late night shows and these hosts are freaking out because there's no live audience, and now they got to get this frame of mind and just do it like it's an
Oh,
audience. See, I do.
yeah.
There's not an audience, but watch this. Here comes the audience. Audience. Right? There they are.
That's how you do it.
Right.
Yes.
So I see them. I mean, I see a lot of audience, but it is what it is.
Mhm.
And the birds come flying in. Right, right, sure. So listen, Darren, we have a video that we want to share, and this video is, I believe, you're talking about garden snakes, and it was also done a documentary. I keep saying documentary. You need to do a documentary too, I guess. I don't know, but
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it is clips, and these clips are available on YouTube. You do have a YouTube page, and the YouTube page is what?
Oh, geez, I don't remember what
See, I was
the
testing
link
you
is,
out.
but if you just go Darren Michael Boyd, you'll find it,
It'll get linked in there.
or the website. Yeah, if you go to darrenboyd.com, everything will be there. You can click on
Here's
the
what I'm
YouTube link.
thinking.
Yeah.
He
Right.
reminds me a little bit of Jack Hanna, the guy from down at Columbus Zoo.
Oh, do you know who he's talking
Oh
about?
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Jack
Oh
Hanna
yeah,
works the
yeah. Jack
Columbus
Hanna
Zoo in
was.
Ohio.
Yeah, yeah, and he was
Oh,
at a couple of throughout.
OHIOOH.
He was in
Yeah.
different zoos throughout. I think he was one of the California ones, I believe, early on. He was one of the first real big ones going on some of those talk shows in I think it was the '80s and stuff, and like going
Yeah.
on
Well,
Letterman and
you
stuff.
take me as I can just picture you as a little boy walking the railroad tracks, catching the frogs and the snakes and things, But what did
Yeah.
it take for you to become a reptilian expert?
Well, that's how it started for sure. Was going out catching tadpoles and snakes and things, and yeah, I just started actually having them in captivity, but I never stopped going out and just searching, and not just for reptiles, but just nature in general. I love hiking and going out, and I do try now in my older, wiser age to leave more critters alone. Like I like to take pictures and try not to pester them as much as I used to.
Right.
But you grow up and you learn things. But
That's how you
I was
learn.
always, yeah, I was always gentle with them, and I always respected, put them back where you found them, that kind of thing. Don't upset the environment. But now I try to do more hands off. Um, but yeah, I went to zoo school down in Central Florida, and worked with all kinds of animals, jaguars and giraffes and capybaras and monkeys and whatever else.
Braver than me.
Crocodiles. Yeah, everything. Birds, like the birds you had flying around.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I want to, Tim, the birds too. But listen, before we get into music and jam, because that's coming up too, I want to show you a little bit of another unique side and gift that Darren Michael Boyd possesses, and that is as a reptilian expert doing what he does with nature and our critters here. Enjoy this clip, and we'll be back with more.
Hi, everybody. Darren here from Reptile Rainforest and the Public Library. This week for Creature Feature, I thought we'd...
Hang on.
Hi, everybody. Darren here from Reptile Rainforest and the North Granville Public Library. This week for Creature Feature, I thought we could do something a little bit different. And we are out here in nature in the Ontario wilderness looking for creatures. I'm glad you're here with me. Let's see what we can find. Wow, windy day today, but that's actually really good because it's keeping the bugs away. All right, so I want to show you what I did find. I got a garter snake. This is an eastern garter snake, our most common snake that we have around here. Not a garden snake or a gardener snake, but a garter snake. And this one here is very calm right now, but a few minutes ago when I first found her, she was not calm whatsoever. She was trying to bite me. She was flattening her whole body to make herself look more impressive. So you can see her tail. Something obviously chewed that off or bit that off. So she's been through this whole chase and capture thing before, at least once, and wasn't too happy about going through it again. Lucky for her, I just want to show her to you and then let her go where I found her. She also is doing something really unfortunate, which is called musking, and it smells terrible. Snakes don't generally have a smell, right? But they do emit this musk, or at least garter snakes and a lot of other snakes do, and it smells terrible. I bring a little bottle of dish soap and water to rinse my hands for this kind of thing, and also hand sanitizer and some wipes, try to cover all the bases. Sometimes you wash your hands even with soap and water and it still smells like this horrible snake musk. And they do it as a defense. Works pretty well, right? You don't want to pick something. Even myself, I think twice, do I really need to pick that garter snake up? And in this case, yes, I did. So these guys are not dangerous, of course, to people. We find them around here. It's our most common snake. I think the tongue is exceptionally cool on them. I've always liked that black and red tongue. Really neat. Great camouflage, and these stripes work really well for making the snake appear like it's still here when in fact it's over there, because the way they move. So a lot of times when you try to catch them, they're already gone by the time you got your hands where you think they are. So it's a really great little optical illusion that nature has created. Eastern garter snakes rarely take on any warm-blooded prey. Usually they eat frogs, worms, fish, that sort of thing. These guys don't go out of their way to bite, only if you're messing with them like I was. And so that's something to know. Some people think that they don't have teeth and they can't bite, but they certainly can. But again, not venomous, not dangerous to people in any way whatsoever. Well, before my camera blows away, I'm going to say so long. I'm Darren from Reptile Rainforest and the North Granville Public Library. Hope you enjoyed this week's creature feature out in the wild, in nature, with this lovely garter snake. Let's go let her go. Okay, so I'm going to release her right where I found her. Of course, there's a bunch of human junk here, which is never nice to see, but sometimes snakes like to find a spot underneath this stuff to hide. I don't know if she'll go under there, but she can go wherever she wants. Oh, yeah, she's fed up with me.
Somebody out there wants to go and buy a garden snake right now.
Garter.
Garter. You say garter, I say garden. It all sounds good to me. That is so
Potato,
good.
potato.
You know, there was once, Darren, a guy, and I know there was something wrong with his mind. He was a little off in the neighborhood, but to entertain the kids, because this is when I was younger, he had I believe it was a boa snake. He took it and bit it in half and entertained the kids. And they locked him up after that. But I thought that was really weird. When I first got introduced to a snake, it was like that.
Wow, that is weird.
That is really weird.
Why would you ever
it's
do
not-
that?
I don't know.
No, that's not.
I don't
normal
know.
behavior at
But
all.
You know, not
I'll never
really,
forget it.
no.
I will never forget it. That is so
No,
crazy.
I wouldn't forget it either.
It was something. It really is. So
I
before we
enjoyed
get
watching
to
that.
before we get to our jam session with music with Darren Michael Boyd, Reptile Rainforest is his business. What is the services that you offer?
Well, normally educational shows for be birthday parties, summer camps, schools, that kind of thing. Right now, not too much of that going on, obviously. With the lack of groups and distancing and all that stuff, and it's really kind of odd because part of that was, of course, touching. The kids would be able to
Hands
touch
on.
an animal, and I don't know if or when that's ever going to happen again. I mean, that's going to be a while, even when we get back to doing normal shows. And I'm optimistic that the spring will, that it'll be going again. I hope that's when my busy season starts. It'll be a full year because that'll be March, the March
Right.
break. And, but yeah, I don't think people will be touching for a while.
It's crazy how things have so changed right now. But you're really smart and creative. You're gonna figure out another way to branch out on this. You
Trying,
must.
yeah.
I mean, because it is important right now. It's always been
it is.
important, and so is our youth and learning, and so is us adults as understanding the creatures too. Some of us don't understand because we never got that lesson growing up. We just wanted to scared of it, want to kill it. But
Well,
you know
somebody
what?
biting one in half is
That was really
that's not a
crazy.
good
I kid you
lesson.
not. I
No.
mean, with his teeth, this is a big, thick snake.
How did he
I don't
manage
know.
that? It's-
So you can have one as a pet, right?
Yeah, and I do breeding as well. Very limited compared to what I used to do because I want to be really responsible about it. Um, because there's a lot of legislation about keeping reptiles in certain places, and I think that's up to us, the breeders, the people who are into this, to make sure that we do it right, so we don't, end up, uh, having it taken away from us entirely, which is what.
But isn't that a good
all
thing so you don't have abuse also?
it is.
I
for
mean,
sure.
what
And
Queen described as total
That
like,
was
he
abuse.
should
That
have been
was
thrown
terrible.
in jail.
That wasn't no type of entertainment. That scared us
That's
children.
abuse.
Yeah, I don't even know what the. I'm gonna be thinking about that all day, going what
All
the
day. I mean, all of us, I remember, all gathered around. He came outside of his house. We lived in the projects back then, and I just thought it was to entertain, but it was horrifying to some. And with me, I never forget it. I don't understand what was the point of something like that.
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
I don't know what's the point of people eating snakes either. But that's a whole nother show. Let's continue on.
Yes, yeah. That's,
And now I know that you've toured before during the Queen for Queen, right?
yeah, well, that particular show was actually in one location, so that was
Okay.
kind of handy. I didn't have to move my gear.
You
every
know what?
time.
It could have been in the backyard. That was still cool. I love Queen, by
Yeah.
the way. And I know
Yes,
that two
yes,
other artists that you admired is Alice Cooper and Kiss, right?
of
What do
course,
you
yeah.
admire about them? What's so about them?
Well, I think uh, to now, it's longevity, and Alice has had a career of. I mean, when you think musically throughout the entire career, it goes all over the place. It's not just one style, which is fine too. But he's been what I always say is a monster on stage and a gentleman off stage. He's two different people, and he's a family man. He's a good human being. And then when he goes on stage, it's all theatrics, and the band is always amazing. The show is amazing. So yeah, great songs. And
Well, I kind of see
yeah,
you like that then, I guess, because you're so educational, kind, and gentle, explanatory. This is a whole different side of Darren Michael Boyd. Maybe it's the Darren, and then the
yeah,
Michael is something else. I don't know. But then when you
yeah,
perform and you have exceptional stage presence and you're transformed into another part of who you are, that authentic part of you.
Different
I accept
persona.
every
yeah,
part of you. You have to
Yeah.
accept me for me too. So I mean,
yeah.
it is. But you put it out there and it's accepted, and it's just really phenomenal.
Queen,
Thank you.
you're authentic 100% of the time.
I
right?
know. I know.
No, I got to put up with this 24/7.
Yeah. But is it true that you was asked, Darren, to write a song for Alice Cooper's daughter?
It's a it, actually it's not a real complicated story, but yes, Chuck Garrick, who is Alice Cooper's bass player, started to form this band. In fact, he started before Calico, Alice's daughter, was even a full-time part of it, and now she's fully in the band, full singer, and yeah, so he liked some of my songs, and he was helping with me with some production notes and arrangements and stuff, and asked me to write some songs for that project. So
That's
I've been doing
cool.
that. Yeah, yeah, and I think we're into 4 albums now, and they still haven't actually used a full song. So I'm still working on that, and we're still working on it. So,
That's
but
all
yeah, a
right,
whole lot of creative people involved in it. So it's
That's all
very
right.
cool.
That participation is going to spark when time comes. Sometimes, as songwriters, we have multitudes of songs, and it's that right time when to pop it out or when to release it. Because your album, Wonders of the Invisible World, is this on time? Is this planned this way, or is this something that you create and put together because of the shut in, because of the pandemic? It was a way of keeping that creativity going.
There's a little bit of both. I was planning on doing an album anyway, but I think the way it turned out was very much part of the whole pandemic. And it was funny because I was thinking, well, the first album was sort of the car accident album, which
Lifting the curse.
don't I don't really like to think of it that way, but that was what kind of launched
It
it.
was
And then
therapy for you, no
it
less.
was, yeah. And then this one is like a global pandemic, and I'm thinking, what's the third one gonna be? What's gonna happen then? Godzilla or
Bigger,
something. I don't
bigger,
know.
continue. That's what it is. So let it.
Yeah, yeah.
This album here is already award ready, if you ask me. I
Oh,
mean,
thank you. I'm
you.
happy with it.
Well, it is. I love it.
Yeah,
I love the cover of the album too. Is that your
yeah.
creation?
Julie Hunter Graphic Designs. She is fantastic, and I give her some ideas, and it's like she reads my mind. And she has, if you look, I guess you don't have the full CD, but it has a sphinx cat like Sedona, and a toad, and some really cool nature stuff. And
That's cool.
it's really
That
really
is
wild.
cool.
And that's something we set out when we talked about it. It's like when you buy a CD now, it's not even for the music, because you can get music for free on Spotify and stuff. But if you want the album, it's like it's merchandise. So we want it to be that those who actually want to purchase the album and have the CD in their hands, that they can look at it and go, "Wow, that's really cool."
That
That
is
feeling
cool.
of, yeah, and to be proud to have it sitting on their shelf. So
That is
that's
cool.
why we
And to
wanted
be
to.
able to, even through this, look at how you've come out with it.
Mm, yeah,
Are you brewing
yeah.
other things now for the third solo right now, or are you just
A
focusing right
little.
now?
I mean, I'm always writing and always coming up with little ideas, and always listening to music because I'm such a music fan. Right now, I'm trying to focus more on this, but I am working on another video. The one that I just released, the title track, that video was done. There's a reason it looks like the height of laziness, because I'm like, I have to come up with something real quick, because I knew the album was coming out and I wanted to put a video out. So I did this sort of jam video with the three of myself, and and that
But
was
it's
it.
so
And
great. It really is
yeah,
great. We're going
yeah,
to play that in just a moment. But tell me, you classify, or maybe I'm wrong, do you classify your music as which rock?
yeah. Geez, it's funny. I said that once, I think, and it kind of caught on.
Right. I was going to say, what's
Instrumental
which
witch rock.
rock?
Yeah, well, it just has that kind of the whole thing seems to have. I hesitate to say it's like a concept because there are no lyrics or anything, but even the titles and the imagery, it's very nature based, and it kind of has that feel
Which
to
rock
it.
to me
So
just means that you are going to be jamming, playing rock and roll, wearing black clothes.
there you go. That works. I'm okay with that.
Because you jam. Sometimes you find artists that they're so versatile, but they're so also into knowing who they are and what it is that they are giving, that you can't put just one genre, one name on the way they are. And I think that's how you are. You're too versatile, too unique. You got a lot going on. I like the video, by the way, with you playing all the instruments and things like that. That's very creative, and you are jamming, and I want to show everyone and let them jam as well as I present. This is the title track from the album entitled Wonders of the Invisible World, Darren Michael Boyd, right here for you on the Queen Silvy Show.
Awesome.
Nope. And let's rock this one out.
Uh,
You actually play those instruments in real life. I mean, more than just the guitar. You are a multi instrumentalist. Am I correct?
for the most part, yeah. I'm not. I mean, the drums are more enhanced. I wouldn't be able to play that good right off the.
I want to say something. The drummer was the only one that seemed to be practicing safe social distancing with the mask.
That's right. Yeah. That's why he had to drink.
Right. That's all right. That was very good. I really enjoyed that. That video is available on Darren Boyd's page on Facebook. It's available on his YouTube page that I have to get up that YouTube page channel because I thought you knew and I didn't have it down. But there's some name to it. But you play all the instruments. But do you still have your band, the Creeping Beauty, I believe it is?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's funny because after the car accident, I wasn't really able to do the same type of shows for a little while, like the big sort of rocking horror theatrical shows. So me and the singer V, we were doing a lot of acoustic shows. We just sort of switched to doing that, and it's very low key. Although our acoustic thing isn't the same thing as like some people just sitting on stools, it's still kind of still an energy going on there, and it's still kind of gothy and dark. But in any case, we do. It is very humorous too. A lot of it. It's not too serious.
See, I told you.
But we are still working on getting the real show with a full band. But as a couple of years go by, band members kind of like have to go do other things. And that's sort of where that's been. But
well, so I know that it can be challenging as well because let's face it, being a musician, being an artist, it's a job nevertheless. And some of many artists, that's their money. That's their bills. That's their, that's their way of living. And when, they cut out the concerts and the touring, when they're used to doing that, it's hard. It's a little bit hard. I know here in the United States, they have a couple organizations that helps out the musicians that's like having it bad. Do they have something like that there? Where you can go, you fill out this questionnaire, whatever, but they help you with your bills, help you with your food and things like that for musicians who's struggling right now.
Yeah, there's nothing really quite like that. I mean, there are some organizations that help a little bit, but it depends on, I guess, your level, how much you are making, and what percentage of that income is your.
Yeah, it's terrible because as a musician, there's no such thing as musician insurance, unless I just don't know.
Well, the other thing too is a lot of artists who are I guess on the level that I'm on is it's not because you're kind of a break even operation really. You need the money to keep going, but you're not really claiming much of it because it's just the amount of money you put into gas and strings and whatever else. Money, and a lot of people don't know that too. When they seem like they've made it, they get off their tour and they're working at Starbucks for a little while,
right,
like to get their and that's we tend to not we've sort of perpetuated that myth ourselves where we do things like make videos where we're there with girls and a fancy car and a big house and a hot tub and all this, and like look at us living this dream. And the girls are paid actresses. The car's a rental. They don't live in that house.
Right. Well, it's even worse in the hood. They may be making those music videos and have the girls twerking and dancing and stuff. But when it's like and cut, then they go back to
their job.
Right. But it's nothing wrong with dreaming.
No, there isn't. But
I mean, that might motivate you to really want to stay there, want to live that life because no matter what, it's going to take work.
Yeah, and once you get there, it can be easy to get used to.
Yeah.
But it's true. Like then the fans of the music go, well, why am I going to buy something? They have enough of my money, No, they don't really.
Right. Yeah. I'm going home with the ones that got paid to do the video. They the ones that got the money. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
Can you buy me a sandwich? No.
Yeah.
But listen, what I find a little different is that when you hear songwriter, I'm usually talking to someone who written the words that go to the music that makes the song. But as an instrumental songwriter. Different because now you're making your music is talking. Your music is expressing in time. What's the process for that? How does that actually work for you? Because usually with a
Well,
songwriter, sometimes I would say, did you do the music first or did the lyrics come first before
right.
the
Yeah.
music? But you're an instrumental songwriter. So how do you do it?
It's I've written songs my whole life with lyrics. So this is sort of new for me, to be honest. I've always just written whole songs. And so the way I put this together, that's why the songs really are I mean, most of them are under 3 minutes because they're just like, pop songs, I guess you could say, or rock songs. The compositions are very much the same structure where you can kind of go, oh, there's the chorus or there's the verse or um, and I kind of color outside the lines a little bit there because I can, like, but yeah, but it's still my approach is very much the same.
So
Only
so
there
then you're
aren't lyrics.
so like Wonders of the Invisible World or any of the 10 songs that's on this album, right? Is it 10
Yeah,
songs?
yeah.
Okay. So in your mind you're coming up with words to go to the through the instrumental part that you're making?
I try not to because that turns it into something else, right?
Right.
Then I go, oh, I can't use this on there then because now I have a song.
Right.
Um, and we do have actually Creeping Beauty. It's funny you asked me and I totally forgot to mention we do have a new single that we will be releasing very soon.
Keep
That's
me
another one
posted
that
on
I
that.
wrote that actually does have words. It's a pretty serious song, actually. It's a lot of what we've done is kind of horror based, and it's not real serious. This one's kind of more serious. Um, but yeah, and now I'm blabbing on. I can't remember what your actual question was, but that's what I do.
You keep me posted. I love to share and pop it out there on
Yes,
the real. But
I
what's the
will for sure.
story behind Wonders of the Invisible World? Somewhere else I heard that from. Is there a story or a meaning behind you picking this, or how did that come about for you?
Yes, it was written by I think the original book, Cotton Mather, I believe, was it was basically the Salem witch trials following that, and the book was kind of it was pretty from my point of view it was pretty negative because it is basically a justification for all of the atrocities that went on during that period. And so my feeling was to use the title very blatantly because it just wouldn't leave my mind, and I'm like, I'm going to use this title and put something positive to it to just kind of take it back and own it,
hmm
and that was what that was about.
I love creepy, scary, deep, dark rock roll. I mean, I'm crazy. I'll just say it like that because I love everything. Honestly, I do. I
Mm,
love everything. I can find the uniqueness in everything. And
yeah,
and
yeah,
there's music for every mood. There's music for and music will change your mood if that's what
yeah.
it's intended to do. But of your 10 songs that you have on your new second release of your second solo album, Wonders of the Invisible World, what do you want people to like take from it when they're listening to it? What do you want them to grasp of it? Because it is instrumental. So you have to really have, it's more than just jumping around and getting into the beat. There's madness to the music. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna drink
There
some
are a
water.
lot of layers, but um, one of the things that I've learned is when you hear a real simple song. Here's a good example: AC/DC. And I don't know how many people will say, "Well, it's just formulated 3 chord rock. It's really easy." But I mean, you've heard thousands of bands cover AC/DC songs or try to sound like them, and they never quite get it. And the reason why is that there's a real complexity in sounding simple. They are so syncopated, so locked in, but that's the point is you can tap your toe to it and you can kind of go, yeah, and you feel it because sounds so simple.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to kind of hit on that. There are a lot of hidden layers in what's there, which is what keeps it interesting to you. But to answer your
Mm-hmm.
question, I kind of feel like people should take whatever they want. Once I put it out there, I don't want to. It's kind of like explaining lyrics for that matter. People are still talking about Bohemian Rhapsody, and they probably always will because Freddie never told anybody what it was about.
Right.
So people are like, "What is that about?" And they're arguing. There are whole YouTube videos up there with people's theories about what that song means.
Yeah.
And if you tell them what it means, nobody will talk about it anymore. So
There you go.
put it out there and
Good
let
point.
them.
You got a fan that
Yeah.
says, Deborah says, love you. Keep up the music.
Awesome.
Ooh,
Thank you, Deborah.
thank you,
And
Deborah.
also, when it comes AC/DC, you mentioned the power chords. Sometimes there's only a way, some bands have a way to work with power chords. And besides the unique sound that they're able to make from simple chords, their presentation is spectacular. So it's a combination of things with AC/DC.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
when you find something that works, stick with it. Just like your band, I hope that everyone is able to come back together when the light comes. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, also, back to one of your other comments, we all know witches are made of wood, so they float and burn.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Of course.
Okay. I don't have anything to say about that. Do you?
Wasn't that the stupid philosophy of it all?
Yeah, well, that and that whole the Salem trials. I mean, we're not even close to being the worst in history. Not even close. But it's just I find it fascinating because it's so close to home.
Right,
And
right, right.
And that basically by the definition, we're still even today going through similar
Yes, we are.
witch hunts.
Yes,
and
we
it's
are.
still,
Just in a
yeah.
different perspective.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes,
and
you're
almost
correct, 100%.
larger, yeah.
Sometimes we do have the habit to make a person look bad, we'll label them a certain way.
Yeah.
And once you put that label on an individual, it depends upon the values, ethics, and morals of that community, how they're going to treat you.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the world coming to? I want us all to get along, laugh, have music, and we're going to get through this. That's all I know. I have a tremendous faith over all of this. We just have to be careful. And we have to also buy the music from Darren Michael Boyd.
You got his site right up there.
That'll solve it. Yes.
That's what we
everything will be
need.
better.
Darren, you, and I'm going to quote you because this is what I said.
Can they get it off of the website we have scrolling at the bottom of the screen, Michael?
Yes, DarrenBoyd.com. Everything.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, everything.
That's where you can catch Lifting the Curse, the first album, as well as the new album, Wonders of the Invisible World. So now, and I'm going to quote you because this is what you said. You said your life will be changed forever when you listen to Night of the Neurotoxins.
Did I?
You
That
remember
must have been
saying
a
that?
Facebook post.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Just when you that quote, I'm like, that must be something I would have posted on Facebook because I come up with these outlandish statements.
Spontaneously give the people what they want, the authentic you. But what did you mean?
Yeah. Well, it's really kind of funny. That song was, I didn't have a title for it, but I did have it starting to work out, and I got stung by a wasp, and I thought to myself, I kept thinking was how like it hurt, obviously, but like within just instantly, I felt like right here. It was almost like if you ever had a migraine, like your eyes start to kind of get that aura or a blurry sort of thing. So it was just like instantaneous neurotoxins just
Those
going all through the
toxins
body
coming
from
through,
this
yeah.
little thing. And that's when I was walking home and I kept thinking Night of the Neurotoxins is like a good horror movie or something. So
that's what a lot of people go through when they have allergic reactions to a bee sting.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, yeah. And
Well, that's
I got stung
interesting.
again. And here's the really odd thing was when I was loading up my gear into the car to go shoot the video for Wonders of the Invisible World, I got stung on the finger by another wasp. I'm like, okay, is this telling me something?
Right? What does this mean? No,
Yeah. And
maybe
I
you need to
shot that-
carry.
Shot that video at a place called Vibration Studios, is where we always rehearse, and it was fantastic. It's
I begin to wonder, how's that wasp tie into the whole?
Wasp like you.
yeah.
Was it the
I don't
same
know.
wasp?
What's that?
Was it the same wasp?
Yeah, no, I think
You
I
don't know,
The-
do you?
The first one, it could have been, because
It could have been following you.
Yeah, the second one didn't. He, I'm sorry to say that he met his
Perished.
demise from.
So we have killer bees and stalker wasps.
Murder hornets.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't like any of the bugs. They can keep the bugs. Give me the critters, but they can
Yeah.
keep the bugs. I don't play the bugs, but it's a great tune. Now I understand the title, Night of the Neurotoxins. It has great meaning for you. Is the video for this going to come out?
You know, I think it should, because it is kind of, this song is when I said what did I say? Your life would be changed forever, or something like that.
You said your life will be changed forever once
yeah,
you
there you go.
listen.
Well, I think the reason I said that is it's kind of cinematic, and it goes all over into some like directions you would be like, what is happening?
But
so
it works.
I should do a video. It won't be the next one, but I should do one for that.
Is a
one for
wasp
sure.
going to be in it?
Yeah, I should.
I would definitely put the wasp somehow into the video.
Yeah,
That's funny.
well, Wasp the band. I was listening to the. I had the CD right here, but I don't. It's in my car now. But I was listening to the first album from Wasp, and I'm like, maybe I should call up somebody from Wasp and get them to do
That's
a
funny.
cameo in the video.
That'd be funny.
That is funny. I love it. So we're gonna go out with the song "Night of the Neurotoxins." But before we do, is there anything that you want to add or anything you want to say?
Well, just thanks for having me. It's so great to see you guys again, and
Always.
it's always a pleasure. You guys do so much great work, and
Thank
keeping
you.
it positive. I love that too.
Well, same with you. I'm right behind you. I'm understanding garden snakes, frogs, all those great things because you are exceptional on what you do. I trust what you
toads.
say. So if I don't know something, I can go and find you on YouTube and get what I need, or I can find you on Reptile Rainforest, or I can find you on DarrenBoyd.com. So you're everywhere. You're actually one of those Googleable guys. So you are in there right there. But tell everybody, if I didn't say anything, how you can be followed on social media.
That's really it. I mean, I'm on Instagram. I spend more time probably on there than I do Facebook, but I check in. Of course, on YouTube, Darren Michael Boyd, you'll find me there. But you can find links to everything if you just go to darrenboyd.com.
That's where it's at. That's what it's at. Get updated. Follow this man. Get in tune. Get the music. Have a happy life. That's what's going to happen when you listen to the music. You're going to want to move. You're going to want to do something, and you don't even have to worry about hearing nobody in the music screaming. "Ah!" No, you got just the great music that you need with Darren Michael Boyd. Darren, I thank you for being on the show. You know we're going to be in touch with you. You're more than welcome to come back at any time. And when those videos pop, let me know so that I can pop them out as well. We're going to enjoy Night of the Neurotoxins off of the second solo debut album from Darren Michael Boyd entitled Wonders of the Invisible World. This tune is entitled Night of the Neurotoxins. Check it out, and we'll be right back on the Queen Silvy Show. Thanks, Darren.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Queen Silvy of the multiple award winning The Queen Silvy Show. You want to expand and get noticed? Then come outside your box and into our world. Internet advertising has a real impact on global awareness and even sales, so let's make an impact together. Offering for a limited time advertising and sponsorship packages that excel your purpose. So contact Queen Silvy or Smooth Tim for the exciting opportunities that awaits. Yeah.
Hey. That was a terrific show.
It was
Thank you for making my Thursday thunderous, Queen.
I'll make your Monday, Tuesday. No. That's another show.
Okie dokie then.
Listen, you know what? If you want to get the best in jury for a cheap price, check out Fox Said 5 Jury. My girlfriend, Monica. Is it Monica? I was testing you, just picking with you. Foxy 5 Jury 5 because the jury starts at $5. This is the time. Well, you know what? Commercials aren't the only ones on television that can tell you where to get the sales at. That's one of them, as well as to get with Aura's Fashion Boutique. Aura's Boutique Fashions, and get yourself hooked up, because if you go and schedule with Aura and you schedule for Wednesday or Thursday, you'll get 40% off. You can't beat that. And one more thing. If you need inspiration and you need prayer, check out my friend Sabrina Williams, www.rollingwiththechaplain.com, and get the inspiration and the prayer that you need. Prayer for someone that you feel needs that prayer. We all do. So check them out. Smooth, thank you for a great day.
You, Queen.
It has been a magnificent Thunder Thursday special edition of the Queen Silvy Show. I want to thank my guest out of Ottawa, Canada, Darren Michael Boyd. Get his new second debut album entitled Wonders of the Invisible World. Great music, 10 great songs on there. Music videos are out and available on YouTube and on his page, DarrenBoyd.com. Don't forget the Queen Silvy Friends Club. We have so much to give. And it starts with being your friend and you logging on and letting me know that you want these things. And boop, there you have them. So Tuesday, we have another fantastic, terrific show coming up. Always going to make your Tuesday terrific. Flyer will be out soon. You'll know just who those fantastic people are. And until then, enjoy your Thursday. Make the best of your day. And Queen Silvy is going to make the rest of her day even more thunderous. Yeah.
That's right. So don't forget, tune in next Tuesday. We'll make it terrific, I promise you.
Boom. That's right.
How you doing? This is Troy from Wanda's Weave and Wig Emporium. And this week, we're having our Wacky Weave special. That's right. no matter what color, no matter how long. We keep all our extra extensions and put them into your hair and give you a whack-ass weave. That's right. So it's Wacky Weave Week at Wanda's Wig and Weave Emporium. So you come on in and get your head whacked up. So all your people looking and saying, ooh, girl, where'd you get that whack-ass weave?